Ooh. Oh. Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. If the environment were a bank, it already would have been saved. Yes? I saw a powerful image of this. If the environment were a bank, banks struggle, the environment is presently struggling, it already would have been saved. Are you getting it? I'm seeing a lot of blank faces right now. I heard a really lovely term recently called prosumer. Now, I'll give you some context. Today, we finish our youth camp. And at the end of our youth camp, we may chant, we produce more than what we consume. This is part of the Chinmay Mission Pledge. A prosumer is one who is consuming, is a consumer, but they're only doing this to be pro or to produce. Earlier in Bhagavad Gita in Meaningful Mornings, we explored the term daksha. Do you remember what daksha means? Daksha means to make the best use of your opportunity. When one is making the best use of their opportunity, they do become a prosumer. In reference to the environment, we do have to breathe and drink water and eat, but we can produce more than what we consume. Pujya Swami Tejomayananda had shared, as one becomes more sattvic, they know the implications of decisions even when they're hurried. And that's a lovely teaching. Number one, for all of us who are busy. And when I say all of us, I really mean all of you who are busy. And secondly, to know the implications. Then one becomes a long-term thinker. What Meaningful Mornings can do to us is surreal. We just have to listen. This morning, when I have my final class with our youth, the article that I'm focusing on is The Art of Listening. I'll read some of those excerpts to you soon. If Sri Lakshmana, then Bhagwan Rama. Agreed? Wherever Sri Lakshmana is, you will also find Bhagwan Rama there. The word Lakshmana comes from the base Lakshya, which means to point. If you find Sri Lakshmana, you will be pointed to Bhagwan Rama. Similarly, Bhagavati Lakshmi, Lakshmi comes from the same base, which is Lakshya, to indicate if you're tuned into Bhagavati Lakshmi, what is she doing? She is showing us the ayana of a Nara. Putting that together, that's Narayana, correct? Putting that together, our path to the presence. We have a problem. We only tune into Bhagavati Lakshmi and what's coming out of her hands, which is all of those gold coins. Don't you see she's massaging the feet of the Ayana to Nara? I'm sharing this with all of us because in verses 22 to 25 of chapter 14, Shri Krishna is sharing the pointers or the indicators of one who is living effortlessly. Their sense of being centered is effortless. They are the center. Them being not centered requires effort. For us, our effort should be put into being effortless when it comes to being centered and all other such notions like tuned into the foundation, being free. This is where our effort should be invested. In verses 22 to 25, today we will complete 25. Shri Krishna shares many labels like pain and pleasure, like likable and dislikable, honorable, dishonorable. Don't get lost in these labels. The point is, one's experience is comprehensive, whether physical, emotional, spiritual. They are centered in all of this. And if I can orient this over our chapters, chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita, this is a focus on diversity. Yes? But then in chapter 11, it was on unity. As you're going about experiencing these labels, do so from the narrative of being virtuous. The more virtuous you are, the less you get lost in these labels. It's hot, it's cold, I'm hungry, I'm full. How do you live in diversity? By holding on to unity, chapter 11. But there's more. Past diversity is unity, past unity is infinity. Past these labels is being virtuous, past being virtuous is being not even centered, being the center. We have described this as Atma in this chapter as Gunatita. Making this more practical before we get to our final verse in this section. I was sharing with our high school students that Vivek tries to practice being unoffendable. Unoffendable. Some of them don't know me, some of them don't like me, but I told them right from the start, I am unoffendable. So you may as well give up because I'm not going to give up. Now, how does one practice being unoffendable? When one feels that they're more than a person. As long as you feel you're a person, you will be offended. But if you feel that you are presence, the Narayana, the center, if you are presence, you're beyond offense. Now, for some of us, that's too far. Fine. If you feel, you breathe, and you think, not for a person, including yourself, but for a purpose. The purpose to that presence, you will be more unoffendable. People who love what they do, they're unconcerned about people's likes and dislikes. They feel they are that purpose, leading them to that presence. So check for all of you. If you feel that you are offendable, easily offendable, you are stuck in the gunas then. You are identified as a individuality. Reading an insight from Pujya Swami Chinmayananda. One who has gone beyond the tyrannies of the three gunas lives in a kingdom of their own, wherein neither the thrills of sattva, nor the noisy clamors of rajas, nor the wariness of tamas have any admission at all. Serenely self-composed, they dwell in the self. final verse in this section, leading us to the final verses of this entire chapter, verse 25. Mana pamana yostul yaha tulyo mitrari pakshayoho sarvarambha parityagi gunatita sa uchate. Joy. The last two words, saha uchate, described he, she, them. Prince Arjuna's question, please share with me what I should put my effort into. Shri Krishna is concluding this part of the answer. The one who is effortless is described as, verse 22, 23, 24, now 25, mana, honored, apamana, dishonored. And I'm reminding you, it doesn't matter what words you use, complimented, criticized. These are just labels. All labels are included in this. Tulya. Show me again with your hands. What is a tulya? Yes, balance. In verse 24, the word sama was used twice and tulya used twice. In this verse, tulya is used twice again. It's like Bhagavan Krishna, he just got bored and so used nice for everything. There's no thesaurus.com. This is that important. I'm going to add a technical layer here. When Maya becomes imbalanced, this is expressed as the gunas. So, if I can balance the gunas, I'm putting Maya in its place. I become immune to Maya then. What else is one balanced in? Mitra, in English means friend, and Ari, which means enemy. Balanced with friends and enemies. This teaching was shared in chapter 6, verse 9. Please remember these two verses more carefully. Chapter 6, verse 8 is our article verse. How to relate to articles. To be interdependent on dirt, rock, gold. That came in the previous verse, correct? Chapter 6, verse 9 is the being verse. If you want to know how to relate to beings, this is the best verse. Reminding you, an ari, or enemy, is one who is comprehensively bothering you. Torturing you is the word that's used. So I assure you, even those who I can't see on Facebook, etc., you have no enemies. Nobody's comprehensively torturing you. They don't even have the energy to comprehensively torture you. So who is your enemy? Yes, the person next to you. Your mind. Your mind is your enemy. Stop trying to fix your outer enemies, fix your inner enemy. And mitra in English means friend. The technical definition of a friend is one who's affectionate for no reason. We have very little friends, correct? Everybody always wants something. So affectionate for no reason. A way to practice this, I was sharing with some couples while I've been here, that they can do better with listening to each other and speaking sweetly. I've observed that they're doing a poor job with listening and speaking. A friend is one who listens well and speaks softly, sweetly. Mitra. Sarvarambha parityagi, the one who does not act for fulfillment. be careful. They're not tamasic, which means filled with laziness. They still act, but they act out of fulfillment. Shared in a little bit of a different way. Those who are pursuing peace are not peaceful. Those who are peaceful do not pursue. This person is peace-filled. Gunatitaha sa uchyate. They're described as not being filled with laziness or aggressiveness or quietness, but rather infiniteness, peacefulness, joyousness. All of these lovely words. One final story for you. Once, a scholar had come to Sri Kabir and shared, I want to debate with you. Sri Kabir is a great thinker, a great teacher. And he said, why? Why do you want to debate with me? And this scholar said, because I want to defeat you. So Sri Kabir said, defeated. Why debate? You've already defeated me. See how unconcerned he is about ego. You can't, is unoffendable, correct? Sri Kabir was tuned into the path, to the presence. What person is there to be defeated or not defeated? This may not describe us yet, but this will describe us. This is your future that is being written. From inspiration to application. Your application was to think about what holds seekers back from serving, what's holding you back from serving. I discussed this with Sumanji. He's another teacher with myself. And he shared for himself that it's another expectation that you have to manage, that you may falter in. If you don't serve, you can't be disappointed. That's what Homer taught Bart in terms of parenting and family. The message is never try. You should bring more expectations in your life and become independent of them. Here's your application for this morning. I want you to go back to the recording for chapter 6, verse 9. If I asked all of you, what is the greatest cause of sorrow in your life? It is not your needs, it's not your bank account. It is beings, your co-workers, your neighbors, your family. So revisit this chapter and verse. Shanti, 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 be joy.